The key question you ask yourself when you're learning these values when you're young, do I want to be the same or do I want to be different? Getting your values from their origin doesn't mean you're mirroring the value. It just means you learned about that value, and then that's why is it true? How true is it to me now? Maybe the opposite is true to me because I learned it from that place. The key question you ask yourself when you're learning these values when you're young, and whatever age you ask yourself that question, you're probably still asking yourself some of these questions, is do I want to be the same or do I want to be different? Because sometimes we learned the opposite and that solidified our value. We experienced the opposite, so we said, then my value is community because I never want to be alone. I never want to not belong. I never want other people to feel like they don't belong. Whereas what you really learned was other things, right? You learned resilience, you learned adaptability, you learned flexibility. But from those came this value of community, which is a choice. You observe a situation, you experience it, you choose a value that protects you from that situation, essentially, which is the opposite. And then now what you get yourself into is, do I fear not having that value and like push away from it as much as possible, which is this catabolic energy which can drain you and exhaust you because you're so afraid of getting sick, which is like, I just got to get out of here and I don't want to have anything to do with this. I don't want to be a part of it, which is that like that match that lights the flame. But then the sustainable fuel source, because we're talking about vitality and energy, the sustainable fuel source is I have a vision and I see myself as, I see myself running a marathon at the age of 75. Like that's me, right? So as opposed to I'm afraid of getting sick, which is catabolic, exhausting, draining, it's I understand that possibility and I create a vision for myself where I pull myself towards a dream as opposed to push myself away from. And the same thing with job. Well, I don't want to work for a person who, what I really see myself, what I really envision for myself is a situation where, and the more complete and tangible you can make that vision, the more you'll be pulled towards it. So this goes to everything. This goes to the time management. Well, I'm wasting time not doing this. Wow, isn't that amazing? I'm making time to do that. That's really cool. Your concept of time is dependent on how you're using it. So if I'm doing something I love, then I think I have plenty of time. Like the time is beautiful. What a wonderful time. And I have so much time to do, right? If I do something that I'm procrastinating and hating, it's like time is torturing me. It's like on my back and it's running out and I'm not doing it, right? So your concept of time is related to how you're actually using it. So the more beautifully you use your time, the more you motivate yourself, inspire, envision, pull yourself towards something, the more time will be your friend in the process.